Hello and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your driver Spencer, sitting shotgun is Breck, and this week we're the podcast asking the important questions like, should you go to Crossroads in times of crisis? Is a giant devil's gate really that secure? And what's coming next? This is the season finale of Supernatural Season 2 and Be Afraid of the Dark. Whoa!
Well,
we're here, dude. We did it.
The situation is dire.
This episode or this season is so weird.
This season was a lot weirder than I remembered it being.
Its pacing is odd, but it's got so many bangers.
Oh yeah, not a single moment was I bored.
But look, that's not what we're here to talk about at this exact moment. What we are here to talk about is Season 2, Episode 22, All Hell Breaks Loose, Part 2.
Part 2.
Written by Eric Kripke, directed by Kim Manners, the team. And as we left off in our Part 1, Sam is dead.
Yeah.
And
thanks for bringing that up, honey.
And Jake is on the loose, and we don't know what any of this has been for.
And Dean is not well.
No, Dean's bad. Dean is having a bad day. This episode literally opens on a shot of him staring at Sam's corpse.
And you're like, whoa, I don't know that we needed to do all this. But most importantly, we get Carry On.
We get Carry On, My Wayward Son again.
Felt good.
And that's what we live for,
Felt good. Really.
It just felt right.
Just felt good in my heart.
Yeah.
Nothing
else did, but that sure did.
No, I mean, there was maybe one or two nice moments in this.
Yeah.
But, shit's dire.
Shit is dire, dude. All
Take
right,
us away, honey.
Should we just get into it? Okay, so as I said, we open on a shot of Sam's dead face, and it, like, in this one shot, like, booms down and tilts up, and Dean is staring at Sam's body.
And they're clearly still in the frontier town.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's been a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
They have supplies on the table, and Dean is just drinking his beers or whiskey or whatever it is.
Shocker.
Bobby comes in and just starts talking to him. He's trying to help. He's trying to just be like, look, can you maybe we should think about burying him. Mm-hmm. And Dean is not having that. He's like, well, we could burn his corpse.
Yeah.
Not having it.
Nope.
And so he's like, why don't you just sit down? So Dean sits down. He's like, why don't you come with me? I just don't think you should be alone. And Dean is not having that either.
Dean is at maybe his most dead inside at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, thus far correct. Yes.
Jensen is really good at playing the dead inside face. And we got a taste of it in, the beginning of the season when they're burning John's corpse. But full force here.
Yeah, totally full force, man. And the thing that really sets Dean off is Bobby's like, I could use your help. This is like world-ending stuff. And Dean just screams, well, then let it end. And I wrote, Dean, please find therapy.
You don't need to yell at Bobby.
More specifically, Dean, please find therapy.
Please.
The commas there are important.
Yeah, they are.
So he just goes off, and Bobby essentially, you don't mean that. And Dean just goes off. He's just like, don't I? Haven't I given enough? Haven't I done it? Why is it on me again?
Another continuation of what is and what should never be. Yep. Of just like, why me? Why is it always fucking me?
And then he threatens Bobby. He's like, you know what's good for you? Get the hell out of here. He shoves him. And then immediately Bobby's just staring at me. Immediately he just goes, I'm sorry.
So
just
sad.
Go. Please go.
So
and
sad.
Bobby just turns and leaves him there in his sorrow.
I think that Bobby is like, oh shit, I'm gonna leave and he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, I mean that is genuinely what he thinks. Well, then the other thing there is Bobby leaves. We get this moment, and Dean is like this really great shot where we're focused on Sam. We rack onto Dean, and he like turns into this profile, and just one giant crocodile tear falls, and then we cut to our Supernatural logo.
Beautiful.
Man, what a cold open.
Actors used to know how to cry.
Actors used to, dude, that is true. Jensen is just one of those like world-class criers because he can get them crocodile tears
He can get them crocodile tears. The last time I saw that was Sophie Thatcher in Companion.
Yeah.
And apparently she can control which eye the tears come out of.
Which is crazy.
Shout out our girl Sophie Thatcher.
I bet you Jensen can.
I bet you anything that Sophie Thatcher was probably in an episode of of Supernatural.
She wasn't, but she feels like she should have been.
It feels like she should have been there. Finn Wolfhard's in an episode later.
Which is crazy.
It's hilarious.
Anyway, so we open back up at a campsite in the middle of the woods, and Jake is sitting by like a makeshift shelter and a fire, and he's dozing off, and then he startles, and the yellow-eyed demon is there, and he goes, howdy, Jake.
It's so funny.
Especially later. There's kind of a funny, weird, dark joke later about it. Yellow Eyes is a sassy guy.
He's a pretty sassy guy.
He likes having fun at work, you know?
Yeah, he likes to play with his food.
He sure does. So he's essentially telling Jake, he's like, look, Jake's like, I'm dreaming, aren't I? And he's like, I got a smart one here. And he kind of tells him, he's like, look, you're going to do what I say, or I'm going to torture your family until you have no life left. I'm going to torture your family to death.
Yeah. And Jake
or
falls
you
in
go
line.
where I tell you to go and you do what I tell you to do.
Pretty boilerplate demon stuff of like, I will kill everyone.
But with flair.
Because he does say, and I quote, before they die, they will know the chewy taste of their own intestines.
Yeah, really gross.
Like,
So essentially, Jake yields and he gives in, and we cut back to Dean, and he's sitting over Sam, and he just gives this really heartbreaking monologue about how Sam used to ask him all these questions right about when he was 5, and just, why don't we have a mom? Why do we move around so much? Where did Dad go?
And you're like, oh, so John left you two alone when you
all
were
this...
5 and 9? I am going to kill you again.
Yeah.
Again.
It
wasn't enough the first time.
John's not a great dad. Anyway, so that happens, and Jensen delivers it beautifully, and he's like, I always told you, Sammy, stop with the questions.
Yeah, like, quit it, please.
And then he's just like, he blows up here, and he's like, what am I supposed to do? And he like throws the chair, and he screams.
I had one job.
Yeah.
And I screwed it up, and you're like, you had...
No, literally, I think that's the line here is, I guess that's what I do. I let down the people I love. And then he goes, I let Dad down. I guess I'm just going to let you down too.
You're like, no, you don't let
And then he screams and throws stuff. And then, I know.
This is evil.
Hard cut to Dean getting in the Impala, really sick shots of the Impala, like skidding out and driving. And he's driving angry.
Oh, yeah. Also, I should mention that that aforementioned monologue has another one of our most iconic supernatural gifts.
Yes, the crying.
Of the crying and the way he wipes his face.
He kind of like grabs his face and wipes it away. Yeah. Really good. He comes to skids to a halt into a close-up, gets out, grabs a bunch of stuff from out of the trunk, puts it in a tin.
And you're starting to like,
there's like this really cool like bird's eye view shot as he walks into the center of a crossroad, buries it, looks around. He's like, where are you, you ugly bitch?
And you're like, whoa.
And yeah, a little bit intense, Dean. The person,
like, careful, you're going to wake the neighbors, sugar.
Yeah, it's a new woman, but we get a very clear impression that's the same demon from Crossroad Blues.
Yes. Which begs the question, is there just one Crossroad demon that is taking care of all of them?
I think they have sectors. Like, I think,
you think?
Or intention. Dean clearly calls out expecting it to be the one he knows. So my guess is she heard the call and answered, or was first in line.
Yeah, I need an office flow chart.
Remember, we meet a character later who's a different Crossroads demon.
This is true.
Yeah.
I need the office flow chart on what demons are in charge of what. And, who's your superior? You got any direct reports?
Yeah.
Office humor.
Anyway, so then Dean starts making this deal, and she's like, I know why you're here. You want to trade your life for Sam's, just like Daddy. And
Daddy has said a lot in this episode.
And there is something that Eric needs to answer for again.
The father wound is large.
The father wound is very large. He says, 10 years, give him back and give me 10 years, and then you can come for me. She goes, no deal.
No.
And he's like, why not? Essentially, it boils down to, you're not other people, Dean.
Yeah, he's like, everyone else gets 10 years, and they're like, do you think you're everybody else? Let's be serious here.
Which is true. Dean is not everybody else. If I was this demon, I'd be like, yeah, we got to take him off the board sooner than 10 years.
Also, the demon makes this mean little dig at like his gutter soul. And I'm like, you don't have to kick a man while he's down.
So Dean starts dropping it down, and she keeps saying no, and he said 5 or no deal. And she leans in for the kiss and goes, then no deal. And she starts walking away, and she makes a dig at Sam. She's like, whatever, I can't remember exactly
She's
what it
like,
is.
better get back to Sam before he starts stinking up the place.
Yeah,
or something.
and
you're
he
like, whoa.
immediately folds, and he's like, fine.
And then,
what do you want? She goes, 1 year because I'm so generous.
And I love, too, when she's walking away, and he goes, wait. And she goes, it's a fire sale, and everything must go.
And then she's like, stop groveling.
Yeah, she's like, it's such a turn off when men beg. Like,
yeah, she's reveling in this. And then they're close to each other, and she says, you get a year because I'm generous. And he doesn't think. He just grabs her, kisses her so the deal can't be taken back.
And she also gets in before. She's like, so it's specifically Sam gets to live, but Dean only gets 1 year. And if he tries to weasel out of the deal at all, Sam will drop dead immediately.
Yeah, which is more or less true next season.
I think it's more that Dean himself cannot try to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't think it extends to Sam doing anything.
Well, okay, so then
which is a good way to get out of that.
Loopholes, contracts. We hard cut to Sam's eyes bursting open. He sits up in bed. He's out of breath. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. Then he is on his feet, and he's pulling up his shirt. There's this great shot of the bloody mattress.
Never a good sign.
Yeah, this bloody mattress, and we pan up to Sam with his shirt kind of pulled up, and he's trying to see the wound on his back, and the wound is mostly healed, but it's still very much there. And Dean comes in, he's like, Sammy, back on your feet, right? And he's like, what happened? And Dean just starts lying to him.
Like, to his face.
He's like, no, we got that guy. Who was that? He was, what do you remember? And he got away, and Bobby could patch you up. I couldn't do it.
And he's like, okay, cool.
And he's, he keeps trying to do this, and he keeps trying to do this. And Dean's like, okay, let's take a beat. You just woke up. Are you hungry? I'm starving.
Take a breather.
Yeah, they get some pizza,
also,
cheese pizza, which is weird.
I mean, this is kind of that shot of Sam opening his eyes is kind of a prequel for a specific episode next season.
Yeah. It's so true.
And also it reminds me too, I mean, it's not, I'm sure that's not on purpose, but to me, I was like, this is exactly how they shoot him in Mystery Spot. Anyways.
Yeah.
But also to me, there's a shot of him pulling up his shirt that is very reminiscent of a shot of someone pulling up their shirt in season 4, episode 1, if you remember as well.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
You have to borrow from yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. They do. So they kind of fill each other in while they're eating. Sam tells them everything that happened.
And you went, cheese pizza.
Yeah. I was distracted by the cheese pizza.
You're like, you told me Dean isn't getting triple meat?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so then Sam asks about, what about the Roadhouse? What about, any help there? And Dean has to tell him, he's like, Ash is dead. We think Ellen's dead. The demons probably did it. And they're like, well, what about Bobby? He's only a few hours away. And Sam will not be told no. He's like, we're getting in the car. We're getting back in the fight. We're going. So they do. And when they get to Bobby's, they knock on the door. Bobby opens, looks at Dean, looks at Sam, looks at Dean, he's like completely flabbergasted. Sam's like smiling. He's like, thanks for patching
Bobby,
me.
Thank you.
He's like, thanks for patching me up. And Bobby's like, don't mention it. And he walks in and he just looks at Dean. He's literally like,
oh, hello?
Yeah, he's like death staring him.
Specifically, Sam does fill him in on like all the stuff that happened with the kids, but Sam does not tell Dean anything about the demon blood or about how Mary recognized the yellow-eyed demon, who we still don't have his name. I thought we got his actual name before he died.
They didn't want to write that.
They did not want to write that until later, I guess.
Maybe he did tell him.
I mean, he has a real name.
Maybe he did tell Dean.
He has the name of like, quote-unquote real demon.
Yeah, but maybe he did tell Dean. And was just off camera. I doubt it's off camera. I can't remember what happens the next season.
We'll see.
Anyway, Bobby
This is why you rewatch.
Yeah, Bobby's looking at Dean.
He's dog, dude.
He's like, hey, he's fine. We're here to help. We're back in it. Whatever. And
Bobby's like,
timid.
Yeah.
They go in. Bobby kind of lays out. He's like, look, there's this big circle around Wyoming.
A tidal wave of demonic omens is how he puts
all
it.
the demonic omens around this one circle in Wyoming. And they're like, why? And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, almost like the demons are surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then he's like, Sam, why don't you take a crack at this? I need they get some more books in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Dean. And so they go out and Bobby just lays the fuck into him.
You stupid ass. What did you do?
Yeah. And he grabs him and he's giving him every reasonable thing to say to like your surrogate. He's like, how did you feel when your daddy did that for you?
How's is
Sam
it with you Winchesters?
Yeah.
You and your daddy are just itching to throw yourself in the pit.
Yeah. It's dark. He's pissed. He's making some very good arguments, and I just need to point that out. That Bobby's really
so screwed in the head, and you're like,
and Dean kind of points out, he's like, I'm not even supposed to be here, and he's like, and Bobby also has a line that I think breaks both of our hearts, where he's like, do you have such a low opinion of yourself?
Yeah,
heartbreaking. Anyway, this kind of happens.
That's actually the line delivery of the episode for me. Is he's my brother?
He's my brother. Yeah, yeah.
He also has to make sure he tells Bobby, he's like, do not tell Sam.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're not telling Sam. They hear a noise. They ready themselves. They jump around the corner, grab Ellen. Ellen survived.
Diva.
She's here.
You.
We love it. And so then when they get back into Bobby's cabin or Bobby's house or whatever, and she explains that she was supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. They ran out of pretzels, and so she had to go. She was gone like 15 minutes, and when she got back, it was all gone.
Yeah, and she also, Bobby pulls the holy water thing on her too, and she doesn't. She's like, can I get some whiskey now?
Yeah.
And she specifically says too that Ash also called her.
Yeah, about something. He said, check the safe.
Check the safe. And then she came back. So unfortunately, we do have confirmation Ash is dead.
Ash is dead.
I really was like, I think he lives, but that was my...
Maybe he comes back later as a ghost.
That was my beautiful delusion.
Anyway, so they asked, did the demons get the safe? She went, nope. And she pulls out a similar map to Bobby's, but with specific markings, specific, like 5 points, very specifically. Yes. And they're looking at it, and they're like, well, what does this mean that's around Wyoming? And they're like, well, what if something's trying to be kept in? Mm-hmm. And Bobby does a little more research, and he finds that he's like, Samuel Colt. Mm-hmm. He built 5 churches. And he built private railroads that ran in between them, all like over a 50-mile radius, essentially, or 100-mile radius, and something in the desert, or something like that, with private roads that are still there, and it makes a giant devil's trap.
So sick!
It's awesome. It's literally
Colt,
so cool.
Coolest guy to ever live, apparently.
Bobby basically describes it as no demon could get in there it would basically take an A-bomb to blow it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that powerful.
Which is so like, I know we got different spinoffs. I need the Frontierland
I want it
Samuel
so bad.
Colt spinoff prequel show badly.
It'd be awesome.
I need a hunter on horseback now.
I could not agree more. Anyway,
Eric, stop making the boys. This is more important.
He's about to be done making the boys.
You have an opening.
Yeah. Okay, so they find this out and they realize, well, what if they're not? This is where they kind of point. They're like, what if they're not trying to keep something out? What if they're trying to keep something in? And they don't. All they know is there's an old cowboy graveyard in the center of it, the dead center of it.
That's my punk metal country band name. Old Cowboy Graveyard.
Truly.
Tune in later.
So they realize, okay, this is where we have to go. This is where we, they're sending somebody because they realize demons can't get in, but Jake can. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jake.
Sam's like. It's like no full. They specifically say no full-blooded demon could get in there, and Sam's like,
but Jake
I
could.
have a thought. Don't worry about how I know that there is some, but not all.
So anyway, Jake rolls up to the edge of it. He gets out. The yellow-eyed demon appears. And he's like, "I'm here. What now?" Mm-hmm. And he goes, 50 miles that way. There's an old graveyard. I need you to open a crypt for me. And he's confused by this, and he's like, "Why?" And the yellow-eyed demon kind of goes, he's like, "Because I'm telling whatever." And he goes, "If you're gonna open a gate, you need a key." And he pulls up the Colt, and the Colt is a key, we find out, and he's like, what is that? He's like, this is one of the few things that can kill me.
Yeah,
here you go. And he just like casually hands it to him.
That is not proper gun safety, sir.
No. Also, why didn't they just ditch the bullet? Why didn't the demons just go into the dirt and waste the last bullet?
Flare?
I'm going to headcanon that it needed a bullet to open the gate. Not that it needed to shoot, it just needed the combined power.
Let's think
right?
that.
That's my headcanon.
We'll do
anyway, Jake takes the gun, immediately cocks it, and points it at him. He goes, "Oh, yeah, be your best self." Except, you can't go back to the army because you went AWOL, but you go back to your old job at the factory, except, well, and then he lists all these reasons. Like, but if you roll with me, your family will be protected. You'll have riches. You'll be royalty. Mm-hmm. You'll have your army. You'll be able to do whatever you want. You'll usher in a new world order, essentially. And so he lowers the gun, and he goes on his way.
You're telling me that being under the thumb of capitalism makes people do crazy things?
Yes.
It's crazy. Yeah. I never knew that before.
It's very true. So anyway, Jake gets there, and he's walking through the graveyard, and Dean is behind a gravestone. Mm-hmm. And he gets kind of sees the crypt, and they all, Dean, Sam, Bobby, Ellen, all come out, guns trained on him.
And of course, Sam echoes the yellow-eyed demon and goes, "Howdy, Jake."
Yeah.
You're like, Sam, buddy.
So they are all pointing guns at him. They're telling him not to do it. And he's like, "You couldn't do it the first time." And Sam's like, "Not a mistake I'm going to make twice."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, yeah?" And he looks at Ellen and goes, "Point that gun to your head." And his eyes kind of have this little flicker in them. Mm-hmm. And Ellen very reluctantly points the gun to her head. And Jake's like, essentially, like, she was right. Ava was right. Second you let go of this, the learning curve's quick. All the things you can do, which means Sam could have all these other powers.
And who's to say if he will?
Who's to say if he will? Anyway, so Ellen's doing that, and he's like, you could take a shot, but she'll die first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then he's drop your guns.
He says it's so great. He's
Bobby
like,
lowers his gun, Dean lowers his gun, and Sam is the last to lower the gun. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Except you, Ellen. Except you, sweetheart," or whatever he calls her.
Yeah.
And so then there's kind of this square off, and he lunges forward, pulls the Colt from his waistband, and sticks it in the gate, turns it. While he's doing that, Dean and Bobby grab Ellen. Gun goes off. She's okay. Bang, 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 right in his shoulder. Jake drops, and Sam is holding a gun. And he steps up over him. He points the gun at him. Bang. Bang. A little bit of blood hits him in the face. Bang.
You're like, damn, he was dead.
And Jake was begging. Jake was like, no, no. And Sam just did it. Sam just iced him. Awesome. Also, I like that Jake referred to, he's like, all kinds of Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a
fellow
side
nerd.
note. Yeah, Sam does something
5,
very
Dean
violent.
8.
Sam 5, Dean 8. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Sam is now at 5. Dean is at 8. Will there be enough to turn the tide? Anyway.
There's only 10 minutes left, but I think he can make it.
Yeah. No. So Dean looks at him, and Dean's clearly worried at this point because Sam has been acting a little more bloodthirsty. Mm-hmm. Maybe that'll come up.
Hey, and I think that's fair, okay?
Oh, he has every right to be. The gate starts turning. The Colt turns this like cylindrical locks into place, and it's a devil's gate on the thing, and Dean runs up and rips the Colt out, and the gate kind of shakes, and Bobby and Ellen are like, "That's a devil's gate. Everybody get down." And they run, and it's a gate to hell is what it is. That's what they were locking and hiding.
Yeah. So
they all jump behind gravestones and it opens and demon smoke just erupts out and engulfs everything.
Because as we have established now, hell is also not fun for demons.
No,
they
don't like it there.
And it's also really hard to get out of hell to make it to, like, as they like to say, top side or whatever, to even possess people. So I again love this like recurring thing of like, it's not easy to be a demon. It's hard. It sucks. And the demons are just itching. Like, that's why this was so important to them. Yeah. Like, there was no other way that any of them could have gotten out that fast.
Yeah, not that many of them, you know?
No.
So they're all erupting out, and there's this really cool effect that's happening where, like, occasionally you'll see, like, a flicker of a person running away, too, and then it, like, flickers in and out. It's really cool. We cut to the edge of the Devil's Gate, and the iron thing is burst open, and boots walk across. And Dean is kind of all of a sudden, he's like, wait, if they're getting out, the demon, and he looks down at the Colt, and he checks to make sure there's a bullet in it. And he's looking around, and Sam and Ellen and Bobby are trying to shut the gate as fast as they can. And Dean's not doing that. He's bloodthirsty at this point. He looks over, raises the gun on the yellow-eyed demon, and the yellow-eyed demon goes whoom, and force pulls the gun to his hand. Yoinks it. And then he flings a Winchester, our favorite pastime.
He fucks up Dean pretty bad.
Yeah, literally throws Dean. Dean gets this really iconic cut across his above his like left eye or something as he hits a gravestone and falls.
And should be dead.
And should very much be dead, or at least unconscious. But he's not. He's a tough guy.
That's the power. I actually heard that if you get enough concussions, your skull actually gets thicker and stronger.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. They stitch it up with iron.
They definitely don't have CTE.
What's that thing where they like the Asian kind of custom where
kintsugi.
That's what they do with Dean's. That's what they.
Oh my God, doing kintsugi on Dean's skull, but just with like iron salt. Yeah. So he's like, no, I'll never get possessed for real.
Genuinely hysterical. Anyway, Sam sees Dean in trouble, and he runs over, and Ellen and Bobby are trying their hardest to close this gate. More and more demons are just pouring out, and Sam gets flung too. Sam gets knocked down. Yellow-eyed demon's not really concerned with him. He crouches in front of Dean. He's like, "Thanks for doing that. Well, I didn't think it would happen." He reveals that demons can't bring people back to life without a deal. They have to make a deal to make it happen. He's like, "Sam's back on the board, and I got to thank you for that."
Which makes sense, like especially because at the beginning, you know, when with all the stuff with John, he's like, "No, I can't, but I know someone who can."
Yeah.
So like clearly the demons,
there's still something going.
There's
on.
still role. Like there's not, you know, as much as it seems like the demons are all powerful.
Yeah.
There's still limitations.
Yeah.
So it's nice. They're not entirely broken.
The yellow-eyed demon also says here, he's like, "I knew you had it in you, Sam," because he iced Jake.
Yeah.
So then
he also red tape. It'll make you nuts. And you're like, the concept of demon bureaucracy.
Well, we learn later. This is a slight. There is demon I can't talk. Say it.
Demon bureaucracy.
I can't speak tonight.
It's a hard word.
It's a bureaucracy. Thank you.
You did it.
Wow, that was terrible. Anyway, he's getting in Dean's head here, where he's like, "Are you sure what came back was all Sammy?" And Dean kind of looks at Sam, and Sam's looking at him like kind of confused, and he's getting in Dean's head, and very effectively getting in Dean's head.
Very effectively, because what the fuck is your problem? Of course he's allowed to kill the guy who killed him.
Yeah.
Be nice.
And he essentially tells him, he's like, "I knew there was a reason I kept you alive." And then he stands up,
punk,
and he cocks the Colt. He's like, "But I don't need you anymore." And he's about to level it, and Dean looks to his side, and flickering in, grabbing the demon and ripping the smoke out of the body is John.
Whoa. Huge if true.
John is wrestling this demon until he gets flung away. The demon repossesses it, and he turns to Dean. Dean pulls the trigger. We get this great shot of the hammer locking, and then the super cool bullet flying.
The iconic shot of the bullet flying.
Like the effects are dated. Don't care. It's awesome.
I don't give a shit. Every single time they shoot the Colt, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's the best shot of any given season. Yeah. It was the best shot of Dead Man's Blood last season. It was the best.
The following episode too. But anyway, it flies, hits the demon square in the chest, and he just looks down surprised, and he crumbles to the ground and dies.
Which I love that he gets caught. He dies.
Dean gets a kill. Dean
gets a kill.
It is now Sam
5, Dean 9.
Sam 5, Dean.
Unfortunate.
Look back in the next episode to see who. Okay, yeah.
So he gets hoisted by his own petard. Like he demons love to play with their food, and that's what got him killed.
Well, I love that Dean gets to do this.
Yes,
this is Dean's kill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Dean needed this one.
More than Sam, more than John. Mm-hmm. He needed this. So he finally gets to do this. Ellen and Bobby close the gate. It relocks. Sam gets up. Dean gets up, and John gets up, and John just look, as much as we hate John, this is a pretty touching moment.
It is. It's a sweet, sweet moment.
He walks over just proud as can be at Dean. And I think for me, I kind of believe that John doesn't know what else is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think John kind of believes like now they can be free. Now they can go be happy. I
wish.
hate to break this to you, John.
Sorry, John. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. Also,
Whoopsie.
none of these men were on set together that day.
No, they're very weird how they shoot this. I'm not going to worry about that.
No, it was just funny because for a moment I was like,
it's just Sam in the background doesn't look right. I can't figure out why. My guess is they needed some kind of pickup, or they were doing this on some kind of green screen so they could really black out the background. Doesn't matter. John backs up and he smiles at his boys and he fades into like a white light and smoke. And, essentially he gets to be at peace. Whatever that means, he gets to be at peace.
I hope you're with Mary.
And Sam and Dean have this really quiet moment together. And Dean just looks at him and goes, check that off the to-do list.
Like, okay, buddy.
Leave it to Dean, dude. And also the cult no longer has bullets. It's out. Maybe that'll stay that way or maybe it won't.
Who's to say?
We'll see. This is really a touching moment. Ellen and Bobby are just nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Whatever they're.
I didn't even thought about that.
They get this. Yeah, they get this
see
moment.
John's ghost, and they're like, "We'll give him a second."
And literally, and they do. They spot the ghost and they let them have it. Legitimately, there's a shot of them doing that. It's
there
very
you
funny.
go.
So they're looking at each other and they're like, "You did it, Dean. You did it." And he's like, "I didn't do it alone."
Mm-hmm.
And they have it's really touching moment for these brothers that have been through more than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to the car.
Well, hold on. We have the great moment of like Sam being like, I don't even know what to say. And Dean's like, I do. And he leans down.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah.
And looks at the yellow-eyed demon and goes, that was for our mom, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Amen.
And literally they're standing over his smoke. The bullet hole is still smoking.
It's awesome.
It's sick as hell.
Rip to that guy who got possessed.
That dude was having a rough time, but he's...
Sorry, buddy.
At least he's at peace now, too.
Yeah.
They're back at the car, and Dean's kind of, he's like, whatever. He's just tries to get in the car and drive away, and Sam goes, when Jake saw me, I was like a ghost to him. He told me, and that's important to say that when Jake saw Sam, he was like, I severed your spinal cord. You were dead, dude.
Yeah, like you should
and
be
Dean's
dead.
like, hey, he's
not that great at killing people.
Yeah, so that happens. He gets it out of Dean.
Yeah, Sam is very smart and pretty immediately figures out from context clues that was what happened.
And he goes, he figures it out. Dean doesn't tell him. Dean's trying to lie his way out of it, and he literally goes, Sammy, stop. Like, and
it's mimicking the same thing from earlier of like, he's like, you just asked me so many questions and I couldn't get you to stop. Like,
it's true. Yeah. Oh, but great point. That's a great point. Yeah.
Like, and it's like, please, like, leave it alone. Like, please leave it alone. And he won't. And the part that hurts me here is like, how long do you have? And he's like, 1 year.
And Sam
is destroyed.
Sam's destroyed, but he also goes, you saved me over and over again. Mm-hmm. Now it's my turn.
Guess I got to save your ass for a change.
Yeah, and they kind of look at each other. And there's this touching little brother moment. And then Bob and Ellen walk up. Bob Singer. He's my buddy. Right?
I didn't know you knew Bobby like that.
No, we all know Bobby like that in our hearts. Anyway, Bobby and Ellen walk up. I don't know why I said Bob. Bobby and Ellen walk up, and they're like, I hope you boys are ready because war's just starting.
That's nice. Things are fucked.
Yeah, they're like, you guys had a great moment here. We have to go. They're like, how many demons do you think got out? And Sam's like 100, 200, like a whole army.
It's a lot.
And he's like, what do we do? And Dean's like, well, and he just gives this cheeky little smile that I love.
So hot.
Cut to them paralleling the end of the first of the pilot episode where the trunk opens. Dean tosses in a gun. He's like, we got work to do.
Amen,
closes
brother.
it. End of season 2 of Supernatural. Woo! What an episode.
What an episode.
Genuinely, what an episode.
Great season finale.
Very iconic. Great season finale. Big, lots of fun lore.
Huge. Way bigger than last time.
Sets up the season finale, or the next season in a great way, which is, by the way, a shortened season. We'll talk about that a little bit on our special episode. But anyway, anything we missed here? Any big moments? Pour one out for Jake.
Pour one out for Jake. If we hardly knew you, I had beef with you, but you were cool.
Yeah, I
understood what was going on with you.
You were in a rough spot.
You were trying to just do... That's the other thing is like, clearly this demon preys on people who are just trying to do right by their family.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. Keep it pushing.
So...
just like our capitalist overlords.
We end, and Dean's in as good a spirits as he can be. Mm-hmm. He's ready to keep doing the work and go fight.
He will die in a year, but...
he's going to die in a year. And
he doesn't care about that because he hates himself.
That's true.
He is the most passively suicidal.
Many people have pointed it out.
I genuinely forgot how passively suicidal Dean is, and then we watched the season, and I was like, oh.
He gets it pointed out to him all the time.
Diva, it's bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anything
else we missed?
No.
Okay. Best line.
I had one job. That one job. And I screwed it up.
Damn. That's heartbreaking. Yeah. Mine is, well, then let it end. That's a man on the edge.
That man was ready to die. Guy who was ready to die that moment.
That man was super fan. Yeah, it's bad.
And then my honorable mention is still just red tape. It'll make you nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Anyways, kid, you got a lot to learn about this business.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny things. I mean, I guess I'll also just throw it on. I guess that's what I do. I let down the people I love.
Okay, well, my extra one was funny.
Yeah, well, sorry.
We have the same kill.
Yep. Pour one out for Ash. Oh, check that off your to-do list. It's also great. What's the best kill?
We have the same one.
What is it?
Yellow-eyed demon.
Yellow-eyed demon, baby. He's gone.
It was it's the combination of the hammer shot, the bullet coming out, and then the genuine like shock and surprise that he got bested by some puny little humans.
Yeah.
This happens when you fuck with a Winchester, bitch.
Yeah, things are bad. Things are dire going into next season.
But we got a win.
They did get to, it was
sea of losses.
Smart to end this here. So look, anything else we need to discuss before we move on?
Nothing that we can talk about in this episode and on next episode.
It's a bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is this may be the end of season 2 of Supernatural, but it's not the end of season 2 of Be Afraid of the Dark.
Nay.
So in 1 week, we will be having a season 2 retrospective, just like we did with season 1. We'll figure out what the best kill of the season was. We'll give our top 5 episodes.
The bracket will be less competitive this time, or more competitive.
Yeah, we'll talk about the season as a whole, its structure, its pace, its themes, our feelings on our
favorite episodes.
Exactly. We'll do our 5 favorite episodes. We'll kind of discuss moving into season 3. We'll discuss the timeline and when that will come out. If you have any questions for us in the meantime, ask them in the comments. We would love to do a Q&A thing.
I think that'd be really fun.
For season 2's retrospective episode, which again will be out in 1 week, so you have that amount of time. Throw in some questions. We would love to answer those. Those are super fun.
Yeah.
I last season when we did this, we got a bunch of people giving us their top 5 favorite episodes, and I
would
loved
love
that.
to see everyone's top 5.
It was so much fun.
Very fun.
Do that again, but.
Yeah, you can leave questions here, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, anywhere you want to post them.
YouTube Shorts, wherever you want to feel them. Shoot us a DM. Can they do that on TikTok?
Maybe they can do that on
I don't know. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we want to hear from you, and we want to get into this season, so we're very excited. But you have 1 week to kind of figure out how you feel about season 2 before we break into how we feel about season 2. But between now and then, you know what you got to do. Get your journal, hit the road. You don't have to watch any TV, but remember, you know what's out there. Be afraid of the dark.